Mount Fuji, always raining. I can't write haikus. Top 10 unusual things that happened during the age of the samurai. Number 10, social class. This may come as a surprise to some of you, but the samurai were their very own social class. In the past, and for a very long time, Japanese society was very hierarchical. I think I got that right. Kind of like your high school. You know, you got your jocks, your nerds, your preps, the it girls, the not so it girls, and depending on when you went to high school, a lot of goths. Circa 2003. What feudal Japan lacked in high schoolers wearing black studded trench coats, they made up for in samurai, a warrior class that were above the common folk. Swords for hire, who became so wealthy they formed their own government. But we're still nice enough to let the emperor do his own thing. The shogun is the real boss. I remember that. I'll know that. Number 9, New World. The samurai had ruled over Japan's many feudal kingdoms for close to 1,000 years. Samurai swords and swinging them around and such. However, during the mid-1860s, the world was changing and some folks in Japan were waking up to smell the roses. Japan was in a period of isolation and technology-wise hadn't really advanced as rapidly as European nations. Which if you didn't know, that's not good. This wasn't until an American ship sailed over and the guy from Friends, Matthew Perry, said, "Open this bad boy up, we want to trade." In fear of being an episode labeled the one where we all got obliterated, the Japanese complied. However, they took these new visitors and embraced them, learned as much as they could, and wanted to get rid of their old ways. The Meiji Restoration was the end of the samurai. Number 8, William Adams. This is a story too strange not to be told. During Japan's period of isolation, very few outsiders were allowed to trade or visit. Breaking said rules would result in you not waking up for breakfast. And everyone wants to wake up for that. I love bacon and eggs. Someone invite me over. I love those. However, every once in a while, an English or a Dutch dude would be allowed to stay and chill. One of these lucky dudes was William Adams, who after being an advisor to the shogun, eventually was bestowed the honor of being a samurai. Nice. To be gifted samurai armor, a kick-ass sword, and the honor of being one of them must have felt awesome. One catch though. He had a wife and family back in England. The shogun forbade him from returning. And he never did. On the download though, he did send money back to her when he could. What a gentleman! And speaking of gentlemen, if you like our content here at Bumblebee, then check out our Facebook page to see more. I promise we're funny. Number 7, Divine Wind. The Divine Wind is something you might hear about in Japanese culture, or after a night of eating buffalo wings. It's what makes your underwear cry, trust me, I would know. I know mine does. Besides the cultural connection of Divine Wind, there may be a more literal one. During the time of the Mongol expansion, Japan was looking ripe for the taking. In fear of losing, Japan, like other nations that were succumbing to the hordes, they prepared. However, in the invasion, most of the ships never showed up. But why? How could this be? Well, that was because of a typhoon that destroyed most of the Mongol ships coming in, making defending a lot easier. Thus, Japan was saved. The unusual thing, though, is that this was not the first time, but the second time this happened. So people assumed a lot of things, like the Divine Wind was one of those things, and Japan was invincible. I think? Sure. Number 6, a Jedi's weapon. The similarities between samurai and Jedi are pretty clear. A group of highly spiritual warriors who live by a code and worship the sword that protects them. A group that had become very powerful and perhaps lost its way. The Jedi must be defeated. And what's a Jedi without his lightsaber, right? Or a samurai without his katana? These things just go together. I don't make the rules up, these are just how it goes. The samurai had the katana, a blade so well crafted, sharp, and connected to the warrior. One of the ways to test a sword's potential was to lob off the limbs of prisoners, to punish thieves and test how sharp your sword is at the same time. You gotta love that efficiency. You gotta love that. That's good. Okay. Number 5, isolation. As previously mentioned, Japan was in isolation, and in the late 1500s, Japan was deciding that it wanted to be a unified country. That meant all the powerful people from all the powerful kingdoms were about to have a disagreement, and by that, I mean they were going to poke each other with some very sharp swords, until the other guy could not poke back. Well, after a lot of sharp poking, there was one dude left. He took power, looked at his country and said, you know what? I like this place. This place is cool, and he locked it down like a bad dance move on the dance floor. No one leaves, no one comes in, and should you break this rule, like I said before, you will get poked at by some more sharp stuff. Number 4, severed gifts. I love painting images for you guys, so please allow me to paint an image for you. I'm just like Bob Ross. Happy little trees. Happy little trees. It's Christmas morning. You scurry down the stairs in your favorite PJs. Dad's already got a coffee brewing and Mom looks very tired. Probably because she made Christmas happen and Dad just signed the cards, but I digress. That's when you see a good-sized box. Your eyes begin to sparkle with anticipation. You rip open the 80s wrapping paper like a Wolverine rips into a fresh hunt. You open the box, and there's the thing you always wanted. Yeah, that's right, the thing you always wanted. Let me know in the comments what it was. I couldn't take a guess. I'm curious, what was your favorite Christmas gift? Samurai like to give nice gifts too, though. They loved it, except it weren't Christmas and it weren't exactly nice. Samurai would often take severed heads as trophies, or give them out as gifts, because that's a normal human thing to do. Ugh. Ugh. Number 3, live by the code. The Bushido Code, the honor, the life of a samurai. It's defined by it. Yes, one can argue that without his armor, sword, or bow, he isn't a samurai, but the code comes first. It literally translates to warrior's way. Perhaps something the Mandalorians took from the samurai. More Star Wars references there, interesting. It's a code of morals, ethics that the samurai lived by. It's something you may find still in use today, actually. I don't have to tell you that Japan is a place with great cultural importance and spirituality. So that's why even today, there are some who still practice or live by Bushido, just with less swords and stuff like that. But it's so pretty cool they practice it though. I think that's cool. That's nice. They're in touch. That's what I'd say. They're in touch. They're culturally and spiritually in touch. Number 2, arts and crafts. The life of being a samurai can be tough, so to take the edge off of life and wielding a katana all day long, the samurai class were encouraged to engage in art, paintings, sketches, gardening, tea ceremonies, flower arranging, rock gardens, all the classic ones you can pretty much think of. In case you guys were wondering, I was never good in art class. Certainly nowhere near the samurai level. Although, I can see myself getting to rock gardens. Rocks are cool, dude. I don't know what it is. Guys like rocks. We like rocks, don't we? Chris, you like rocks, right? Yeah, we like rocks. That's how it goes. Everyone likes rocks. Number 1, duels. You know what I mean? One of those? Okay. When we think of duels, we think of the Old West. That's what comes to mind, for me at least. And you wouldn't be wrong. Kinda just goes with the genre. However, the Old West may have borrowed this movie trope from somewhere else. The samurais. Yes, the almighty samurai engaged in duels, just with swords, not 6-shooters. Unfortunately, sometimes they weren't just duels but random attacks. The crossroads, as they were so called, is where a samurai could just unleash his new blade in a single strike against an unknowing target. And a lot of times they were non-military targets. That's wrong. Can't do that. That's bad. Before I go, let's look at some comments. I love reading comments. Black Diamond said, keep yourself grounded and don't sniff your own farts. Definitely advice to live by. Thanks, Andrew, LOL. Yes, I said that in one of the last videos. Yes, absolutely. You wanna get by in this life? You gotta stay grounded, partner. You can't be sniffing your own farts. It's true though, you can't be going around sniffing your own farts. You gotta realize it's how it goes sometimes. And then we got one from It's Fresh, It's Ann. That's an interesting name. Laugh after laugh, you're a definite gem and have won my vote. Look at all these comments. We love you, Andrew. Well, guess what, Ann? Guess what? I love you guys back. You guys, oh, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all the love and support. You know how to make a gal feel special. And then Leah said, BTS, the most powerful group in the universe. They may look innocent, but that's until the army arrives. I can agree with that, absolutely. I made a joke about BTS in one of the last videos, but yeah, BTS is one of those groups that like, I hear the music at first, I'm like, I don't like this, I don't like this at all, why do I like this? And then you hear it a couple times, and then like you're a closet listener, you know, it's a guilty pleasure, you're like, oh wow, I really like this. And then eventually, you know, a homie catches you in the car at the aux cord, because now you're playing BTS on your way to work and school and stuff, and it's a normal thing. I can't help it, I like them, alright? I can't help it, I like what I like. Anyways guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here at Bumblebee, and check out our Facebook too. There's some cool stuff in there, I promise, it's cool. And if you too want to be a samurai, then check out my socials down below. I've been your host, Big Ched, and stay sweet, my little honeybees. When feudal Japan the life of a sucker and succotash. I don't know, some of those dudes like rocks. I don't know what it is. We like rocks.